I think people do figure things out eventually. Eventually, you'll find something that you're so good at, something that you love. I was surprised to find out that not only young people, but people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s also suffer from the same thing. You feel like you're not doing anything, you're sloping around. People around you are doing these amazing things, and it really gets to you at times.
Actually, literally. Yes, so let's start by who is Gashom?
Who is Gashom? I rarely get this question a lot. I mean. Gashom Jogu is my name. I'm a civil engineer in training, a podcaster, and what? And also a creative. Yeah, who's learning how to navigate the technical and creative aspects of life. On one hand, I'm fascinated by structures, transport, and systems that keep our cities moving. And on this other hand, I have a podcast called the Real 20 Somethings Podcast, where we navigate life in our 20s. We talk about, how life in your 20s is messy, how you're trying a lot of things. Yeah, so basically that's Gershom. I'm also into music a little bit. I do play the guitar on my free time and also sing kidogo. Yes, not many people know that. Yes, I've never said this on camera. Yeah. Exclusive one for you, Daisy. Yeah.
So, question: is it confusing sometimes, especially to people, as a man, both navigating both engineering and creative spaces? Do you even feel pressure to like show up, like walk into spaces or like, Sasa, do I show which side of it should I show up at this instance? Yeah, do you feel such pressures? Is it confusing for you?
I'd say I usually feel that pressure. I not only do engineering and podcasting, there's other things that I do. I'm also a video editor on the side. Fun fact, I've edited all my podcast episodes. So I do a lot of things, and sometimes it becomes challenging to to know which side to show when you're networking with people. So yeah, it becomes a challenge, but I'm learning to strike a balance between doing all of these things and at the same time enjoying life, because my belief is that we came to enjoy life. So a lot of pressure I spend I don't like. So enjoying life is my mantra. Yeah.
Okay. In your opinion, have you, or in your experience rather, have you noticed differences in how men and women are treated when trying to enter the same rooms, especially in male-dominated industries like engineering? And actually, is engineering a male-dominated industry, or things are changing? Maybe you're speaking from ignorance.
Engineering has been a a male-dominated industry for the longest, but things are changing right now. I'll give an example with my current place of work. I'm currently involved in a certain road construction in some part of Kenya, and there are plenty of ladies on site, and ladies are not being treated differently to how the men are being treated. So I'd say props to that. We actually moving towards the positive direction. But I'm also speaking, how will I say this? I've not been in the field for a long time. So when I speak, I'm speaking in reference to this one experience that I've had. So I don't know, maybe some people out there have had different experiences. But as for me, I'd say that we're moving in the right direction. Yeah.
Okay. Quick one. That was not on your set of questions.
I love those.
Good. Has podcasting itself helped you? Has it helped you connect across genders and industries in ways that traditional networking hasn't?
Yeah, podcasting has really helped me a lot. Nowadays, the first thing I say even when I go into social spaces is that I have a podcast, and it has helped me a lot. I've met really interesting people. Uh, I'll give an example. I have a lot of examples. So This week, there's an event that was happening somewhere around here, and it was an event for creatives. So I used my podcasting thing as a way to introduce myself and ended up getting people who we are now working with on an event that I'll be having this month. So I'd say podcasting has really helped me a lot. And on the other side, there's also a problem because now that podcasting has come to light, I still need to find ways to make sure this other thing is still working. The engineering thing is still being used, and so a lot of people have been asking me, "You're doing engineering and you're into podcasting. How will you manage these two things? Like, will you find a way of merging engineering and podcasting, engineering and content creation? How will you do it?" And I'd say I don't have an answer to that, but I'm still trying to figure it out. I think that's life, especially in our 20s. I'm speaking to all the 20-something, early 20-something-year-olds out there who are still trying to figure things out. Yeah.
Do they? Oh, no. I wanted to ask. I don't even think you ever really figured it out. Truly.
Yeah.
From what I see, older guys online saying, apparently it could be in your 30s and you still feel like you don't know what you're doing. So
Okay. Can I add to that? I think people do figure things out eventually. Eventually, you'll find something that you're so good at, something that you love, something that there's. We were in one program together with you, the incubator, and there's one question that Philip Karanja asked. He threw this question to us and told us that looking to your future, ukiwa sijui 100 years, do you see yourself doing the same thing that you're doing right now? So yeah, that's a question I'm trying to your audience, but I do think that people eventually figure out what they were meant to do. It all lies in your purpose, why you're here on earth. But yeah.
as a young professional and a man, basically, do you feel the pressure to always have your shit together? Pardon my language.
The pressure to always have my everything together. Yes, I do. I do. I do feel the pressure to have everything figured out. Especially, I'll highlight one episode that we did on my podcast where we were talking about hustle culture, and it's crazy. And I was surprised to find out that not only young people, but people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, all 50s also suffer from the same thing. Like you feel like you're not doing anything, you're sloping around. People around you are doing these amazing things, and it really gets to you at times. And yeah, we're still trying to navigate all of these. And I hope I hope that I will manage to figure this out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me ask, from the perspective of a gentleman, in highly male-dominated industries, what barriers do you see are there for women?
Interesting question. Barriers for women. I'm saying it's an interesting question because just before me there's a lady who's I've actually realized that I'm looking up to her. Yeah, she's young. She has her own company. She's a CEO of her own company, a construction company, as a matter of fact. Not many ladies are doing that, and yeah, I just feel so inspired right now. I'll tell her that after this. Yeah, but ladies are sort of being treated differently, especially kwa site. You'll find that ladies are being treated as if they're soft, which I don't think should be the way. As if they cannot handle some things, which should still not be the trend. And yeah, venye tu nimesema, we're in the trajectory of changing things. We are taking that path of making things better for everyone and making all opportunities equitable and accessible to everyone, and not treating people differently just because of their gender or even their age.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just as a follow-up, what role do you think men themselves should play in making spaces like engineering more inclusive?
Listening. Yeah, listening to women's perspectives, women like the perspective from the other gender, because we might think that we understand them, but we don't. So I think the first step is listening, understanding they want to how they want to be included in these spaces. Yeah, so I think listening to them and understanding them is the first step to doing that. Yeah.
Okay. And have you ever felt underestimated because of your age? And do you think women face that as well?
Underestimated because of my age?
Mm-hmm.
No, I've not felt underestimated because of my age. Actually, I love saying my age out loud because for recently I've been in spaces where I'm the youngest, and I love it because I like this space here. Apparently, I'm the youngest one here, so I love it. And fortunately enough, I'd say I'm fortunate because in those spaces that I've been, I've met people who are encouraging. I'll give one example. There's a group of men that I usually hang out with, men who are in their 50s, 40s, 60s, men who have been in their careers for the longest, men who outside of that space you wouldn't access. Like you'd have to get an appointment, how many weeks before, and it has been really amazing getting to sit down with them, getting to hear from them, and they don't treat me like I'm an outcast. Like when ni Gen Z uelewi kitu. There's something that Oliver said that Gen Z is nowadays being treated as a slur, and I've not seen that I've not experienced that in the spaces that I've been with these older people in our society. And I love that. Actually, what I'm doing nowadays is I'm trying to get myself into these spaces with older people because you learn a lot. You learn a lot from sitting down with them, talking with them, yeah, and actually getting to know how their generation experienced life. And because of my podcast, I have a podcast called the Real 20 Somethings Podcast. Again, let me just mention it out. But when interacting with these older guys, you get to understand how their 20s were and how you might think they were so different from how ours are, but they're actually very, very similar. They have a lot of similarities.
First of all, unajipataje na wazae wa
Hiyo
hizo
miaka
miaka
yote
with your
with
age,
my age.
and also watu wa nguvu technically, and has that helped you in any way?
Yeah. So, how did I get myself in such spaces? It's simple. Through the church that I go to. So we have this small community of men where we sing together. I did mention that I do sing sometimes. Yeah, so we have this small community of men where we sing, and they were looking for men. So they just put a notice out there that we need men to come and sing for the men's chorale, and I was like, yes, I need to be there. So I went there and realized that, oops, only old people here. I'm the only young person here. Yes, and since then it has been an amazing ride. I've also gotten to benefit from being in such a space because where I'm currently doing my attachment internship, uh, I did get a referral from one of the old guys there, and yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me ask the final question. What advice would you give a young person with multiple interests that span across different industries? How do they sort of navigate in your own experience?
There's a word for that, multi-potentialite. And recently, I realized that I'm also a multi-potentialite, someone who has different interests in various fields. And the way to managing that is to strike a balance, which is quite difficult to do, but just do each thing at its own time. So if you have specifically allocated this time for that, do it, and don't get tempted to do another thing that you shouldn't be doing at that time. Yeah, so Once you do that, and there's no manual to life, life, I say that the purpose of life is to enjoy. So enjoy life even as you do anything else out there. Yeah.
Where do these people
Yeah.
find you?
Oh, yeah. So you can find me on YouTube, my podcast, the Real 20 Somethings podcast. You can also find me on IG, TikTok, and other social media platforms as at Gashom, ATGERSHOM. Amazing. Bye bye.